I like that.
Man, what it do, man? This is your boy North End Floyd, man, back with another episode. This is episode 102. Man, I'm getting there. So we have a very dope show and I got two very dope guests. You know what I'm saying? And we are talking about a very important topic that, in our black community, we don't tend to talk about this a lot. You know what I'm saying? So this show is dedicated to mental health, it's dedicated to physical health. And we see a lot of people on Facebook and we see they post and they're going through depression, they're going through stress, and they're going through a lot of things. And they don't know the avenues to turn to or who to talk to. So, this show right here is going to clear up a few things. So you don't have to go vent to Facebook. Maybe you could go vent to that certain person. You can go vent to that therapist. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can help you out, what I'm saying, with this show. And this show is about mental and physical health. You know what I'm saying? And I want to salute my two guests that I got. Hey, guests, what it do?
Hey.
Hey guys.
Who do I have? Who do I have here? If people have never watched the show before,
Hello, Facebook. It's Mary Ekene, your favorite herbalist. And we're here to talk about mental health and physical health.
Hey,
Hi
it's not.
guys.
Hey, Desiree.
That's right.
It ain't just Facebook. Look, it's not just Facebook, y'all. It's YouTube. It's LinkedIn.
YouTube,
It's
It's
good.
everybody.
We're talking to
everything.
the world
To the
today,
world,
right?
baby.
It's
But
everything.
in all seriousness, hi you guys. My name is Trina Rose Frazier, proud owner of the Rose Center PLLC, which is a mental health counseling center.
Mhm.
Also, proud owner of Pop Psych, the mental health merch company that has been created for the purposes of increasing mental health awareness. Thanks for having me again, Floyd.
No doubt. And man, y'all go check out them pop site shirts. They're very dope. I can't wait till I get my shirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sport it proudly. It's a pretty dope shirt. You got a lot of shirts coming through. You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon.
Yes, we actually dropped that one first as the flagship shirt to kind of get the logo out because when people see that logo, I want them to think of mental health awareness because the whole point of the name pop psych comes from the words popular and psychology. So what we're doing is trying to make the whole idea of talking about it more popular. So that's why the actual mantra for the company is making mental health popular. And so that's where the pop psych comes from. So once we get that out, just so people can get familiar with connecting the two. Then we're going to be dropping the next shirt, and each shirt will come with a card that has a mental health tip on it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
also,
so my shirt's gonna have a card in it.
Yes, getting those together now, and depending on what the topic for the shirt is, that will determine what tip you get with the shirt. So, really excited about that.
Yeah, that's dope. Mary, what you was gonna say? My bad, I accidentally cut you
no,
off.
you're fine. Go ahead, sweetie. You're fine. I'll incorporate it later.
Oh, okay. Before we can get to this, before we, dive into this subject, you know what I'm saying? I want to say shout out to everybody that's been supporting the podcast so far. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's been inboxing me, that's been sharing it. Go ahead and share this real quick if you can. Um, Also, we're doing a giveaway. The last show, it was pretty spicy. And so, the conversation was going, and I forgot to do the giveaway. After the show ended, I say, "Oh damn, I forgot to do the giveaway." So, the giveaway is from the Till Spice Company. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? They're from the 409. They're out there in Central Texas doing their thing right now. And they're giving away some I think it's called sneezing season.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
That's a
Um
good one, guys. That
I
is a good
haven't I
one.
haven't got it yet. You know what I'm saying? I got the lemon pepper, which man, I was like, damn, black people came up with their own lemon pepper.
Oh,
You
okay.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? I was like,
Hey, that
damn,
seasoning it slaps,
yeah, that's
seriously.
crazy.
Oh,
They got their own salt. You
that's
know
a
what I'm
good.
saying?
Yeah.
Black people, we love to put salt on
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Mhm.
I'm
It's
gonna
good.
get some. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. So the question is, if y'all can answer this question, and I will let her know who the winner is. Y'all can't. I don't know if y'all can. I don't know if y'all are in this or not.
Who?
Y'all
Oh,
two.
I'm good. I've already bought my seasoning.
Okay, okay.
I
Yeah,
cooked with them
So
before we started this show.
so anyway, the
Oh,
question
I do know
is
the answer to that question though, but I'm not gonna say it.
the question.
That's her bulldog. Who's the cutie on the
Oh,
phone?
oh, oh,
Oh
oh,
yeah, I
oh.
definitely know the answer to that question though.
Okay, so the question is, and I'll probably repeat it later on, but the first person that answers the question right will win some seasoning. She will mail it to you. Well, they will mail it to you, and you will be able to enjoy. So the question is, what is Pookie's favorite snack? All right, and I will dive back into this later. You know what I'm saying? If nobody comes with the question, answers the question, but the question is, what is Pookie's favorite snack?
Are
So
we looking in the chat for the answer?
yeah, we're
What
gonna
they
look.
answer
Yeah, the first person in the chat that
Okay.
answers it,
I
or
got
even if you call, if y'all want to call, whoever calls or whatever, however you want to answer the question, um, saying the first person, you will win a package of the sneezing seasoning from the
Ooh,
Teal Spice
nice.
Company.
Okay. I
So all
think
you gotta do is call 409-233-0017, or you could just answer the question in the comment and chats, and we'll take care of you. Shout out to a lot of people. Shout out to my girl Amy Pint. I ain't heard from Amy in a minute though, but shout out to her. Shout out to everybody that's watching the show that's talking about mental health. So let's dive into the show. You know let's um let's talk about mental health. And can y'all really define what mental health is? Like, what's the true definition of like mental health?
mental health, I would say, is something to where a lot of us have taken for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's pretty much the health of the mindset. And I'll let Trina really go more in depth into it, but it's just making sure your mindset, everything is just healthy. And when I say healthy, not meaning just sane, but you're at a positive realm in your mind. So,
Mm,
go ahead, sis.
So when I think of mental health, first of all, I think it's important to understand that mental health is health. You know what I'm saying? If my body is straight but my mind is not, that's an issue. And the opposite is the same. If my mind is okay, which I don't understand how that could be the case sometimes, because there's a such thing as a mind body connection. It's really hard to sever those ties. So when you think of mental health, I think it's important to think of it as health. So we're not differentiating, so that we're not treating it like it's something that we could possibly get to later. You know what I'm saying? And so when we're talking about mental health, it's about what the way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you engage, your behaviors. It's really that broad. It's life. That's what I say mental health is. Mental health is life.
And everything
um,
has to start with, oh, go ahead. Wait.
no, go ahead, because I'm
I
gonna.
was gonna say everything just has to start with your mental 1st.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a goal, if you have things you want to succeed in life, everything starts with this first. You can't proceed to do anything if you're not safe here. When you're unsafe, that's what leads to things as we just experienced 2 days ago, things like murders, depression, suicide, etc. So everything starts here at first when it comes to mental health in the mind.
Yep.
When you say depression, we get depressed a lot. So, I mean, you get depressed on certain things or whatever. But does that mean your mental health is in jeopardy if you're depressed? Like, how does you being depressed say, man, I might need to talk to a therapist, or my mental's not right?
Hmm.
Yeah, go
Hmm.
ahead, sis.
Hmm. Oh, I think that one thing we must realize is that depression and sadness are two different things.
Okay,
So,
okay.
so when you start talking about depression, especially when we start talking about clinical depression, because we all have sad times. So if you start
Mm,
saying, "Oh, well, every time I'm sad, I'm depressed," then it's like, well, okay, I guess that'll be a constant. So there is a distinction between when we would actually consider someone, first of all, clinically depressed. You know what I'm saying? And that's not
mhm,
gonna be just one sad day or something like that. We
Exactly.
mm,
experience sadness. Sadness can be motivating, but we start talking about depression. A lot of times, depression is actually the opposite. So it's actually a lot more complex than that. Not saying that a sad day can't sit you down, but sometimes a sad day might have you to withdraw and slow down and maybe recollect. Depression tends to have you stuck there. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So you say when you talk about depression, when should I reach out to like a mental health professional? When should I go to my therapist? It's like, okay, so how much is it impacting your ability to engage in your activities for daily living, right? Work, school, engaging with your family or whatever the case. How much is it impacting that my symptoms and what I'm dealing with? If it's impacting it to the point where you're not able to take care of your day to day, now we're looking at depression. But if it's simply like, man, I don't feel like going out tonight, I'm not really feeling up to it, and then the next day you doing your thing or bouncing back, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Hope that clears it up.
And if someone says they're depressed, that's a cry for help, y'all. Like it's not for them to say I'm depressed and you say okay, get better. That's a cry for help because that depression can lead to days, to weeks, to months, to years, to when you have to read, in the newspaper or the news something happened to that individual. I know from
mm.
personal experience. So if they're saying they're depressed, that's a cry for help. And you want to ask them questions like, "Are you okay? Can
Mm-hmm.
I talk to you? Is there something I can help you with?" Just
Mm-hmm.
don't ignore those people. They're
Yeah,
con-
when somebody says, like, when I see on Facebook and somebody's like depressed or going through something, I see people be like, call me. They be like, call me. I think it should be the opposite. I think that you should call them.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? I think you should
Mm,
reach out to them. 'Cause I think I seen it like maybe yesterday. Somebody was
mm.
sad or something happened. It's like, call me, call me. No, it should be the opposite. You should be reaching out to them to making sure they are all right. Because some people it's a pride thing for some people. They might not
Yes.
want to reach out. So I'm just saying for people that's watching this, when you see a loved one or a friend going through something, don't say call me. You need to call them. You need
That's
to
right.
you need to check up on them.
I
I
agree.
just want to say that. Now, let me talk about something. Let me talk about like the shooting that just happened a couple days ago. How do y'all feel about people using mental health when these school shootings happen? It's like the first thing they throw out. Oh, he was mentally unstable. It was mental health.
Stay on this, so
Okay.
I'll say a little bit, and then
Okay.
you can take the floor on that,
All
right?
right. Well, with that issue, now you're gonna hear two things. You're gonna hear people say, "Oh, everything's not about mental health. They had a choice to go in there and do that," and then also you're gonna hear people say, "Well, you know what is mental health?" Now let's be serious, y'all. If someone is really sane, if someone's really healthy in the mind, they're not gonna walk into anywhere and shoot people. Okay.
Hmm.
So at that point, instead of us being so judgmental to say, oh, they had a choice to walk in, we need to evaluate, especially in this day and age, what's going on with the individual, young and old. We don't know. We weren't there. I don't know what was going through that young man's head. All I
Hmm.
can see is the events that led up to the shooting, with him shooting his grandmother, with him posting on Facebook, and etc. Me as a person, I would have reached out to him and said, you know what? Can I help you? But everyone has their different views on it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So
And I think, to be honest with you, the sad thing about our society that has not changed is that, hindsight is 2020. So every single time this happens, especially if the person expires themselves, especially if they die, it's like some people look at it as, oh well, they're not living anymore. Cool. Because some people feel like the only fix is if that person doesn't live anymore, when everybody doesn't value life the same. So that's not really a fix, because you still got all of these people who lost their kids,
Hmm.
their loved ones, and everyone who was affected. It's a ripple effect. So the kids that witnessed that, the teachers that witnessed that, I mean, that community is shocked. There is a such thing as indirect trauma, right?
yes,
But
Okay.
what I will say is that it's just so sad that for us, we look back. And when I say us as a society, it's like, oh, well, he did this and he did that. And you remember this and it's that. It's like, we have to be more proactive than reactive to stuff like that. Now, I am one who is a mental health professional. And no, I don't necessarily like the fact that every single time something happens, people use that caveat. Why? Because then it's misused in the court of law. You know what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
misused in other ways as an excuse. However, I absolutely do agree with Mary in a sense that there has to be something going on. To what extent? Like she said, we wasn't there. But the fact is, there has to be something going on that would tell a person that that was okay to do. So
exactly.
that's where I can honestly say, and we've had this discussion already. I can honestly say that something had to be going on with his mental
Something
health,
triggered.
because we're talking about thinking. We just defined what mental health means. It
Yes,
has to do with the way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you behave. Those three factors are connected for all of us, right? There
Okay.
is some kind of breakdown or something, because that's still not okay. I'm not saying that's the only thing, because I see other people mentioning other things. Whether you're spiritual or not, you are gonna, potentially explain it with some spiritual context as well. And I'm not denying that either. But at the end of the day, we don't do anything without telling ourselves to do it first. Like mentally, you don't breathe. Your heart doesn't beat unless your brain tells it to. You don't walk unless your brain tells it to. So there is some mental involved in that.
and think about it. Being a mental health professional as well, this boy had a cry for help. His first thing was going on social media, correct? That was his way. That was his way of saying, "Hey, notice me." They ignored
Hmm.
him. Okay, he shot his grandmother. Another way, "Hey, notice me." They ignored him. So someone who's not saying the head, "Well, I'm going to go blow this whole school up."
Definitely escalated.
Now you're gonna see me. So
Yeah.
what happened? Hey, you saw me. This is me. There's
Hmm.
stages to depression, and there's stages to know whether someone's really mentally healthy and unhealthy.
Okay. So Kevin Miller, my bad. he said, are there different stages of depression? So are they? Can
Yeah,
y'all
I mean,
identify the stages of depression? Do y'all? I mean,
the way that it goes, like, okay, so reason why I use the term clinical depression is because that it essentially it's like more the more intense, right?
Mhm.
But there are some days where you may have people that are depressed and they actually are managing it.
Mhm.
Depression, there's not a poster for what depression looks like. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might have children that say they're depressed and parents are like, well, no, you're not. And it's like, do you really know that they're not? Why? Because they're not acting the way that you think depression looks. For
mm,
parents out there, understand when you have young children that engage in risky behaviors, running in the street, doing all kind of stuff, and you're like, you do realize that sometimes it's not that they're just misbehaving. That's actually some of the signs sometimes to watch
Yes.
out for. And I'm not
Definitely.
saying by all means for you to just change your whole parenting, but it might be worth the question,
Yes.
right?
mm,
But the
okay.
thing is, when you're dealing with adults, we have lives, we have jobs, we have children, we have responsibilities. So I can't always sit in my feelings. So what my depression might look like is going to work, laughing with everybody every day, and then when I go home, soaking in those feelings, putting on that strong face, cooking for my family, and then when I get in that bathroom in that shower, when nobody can see me, I'm probably crying to get it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So there are
Mhm.
functional depressed people around us all the time.
And people
So
who are depressed, they normally have a routine. If you think about it, they wake up in the morning, they take their shower. Like Trina said, they go to work. It's routine. When they
mhm,
come home, it's black, it's dark. They don't want no one to call them, bother them. They're depressed.
mhm,
So for them to function in their depression, again, function in their depression, it's routine daily.
mhm.
That's the way of having to cry for help because they feel like no one understands them or they need him. That's why I say daily, be kind to the people you meet. You never know what anyone's going through.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Depression has no name, no face.
Mm-hmm.
how do you help people like that? Though, I mean,
Help people like what specifically?
like, I mean, do they have to reach out for help? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they're functional, they're functioning, but they're depressed. I mean,
No,
It's
you can. You, go ahead,
but
sis.
no, because it's kind of like what she said.
Hmm.
See, that's the thing about being proactive. Why do we have to know if a person's depressed to treat them kindly? You know what I'm saying? It's
mhm,
about us as people just having it as a general principle to be kind to other people because you don't know.
And be
So
mhm,
empathetic. And be empathetic. Be
yeah,
sympathetic also.
why
yeah,
act like,
for
oh,
sure.
because that's another reactionary thing. Once we find out somebody's going through something, then we're like, oh, when it actually would have probably been decent just to be nice to people.
That's
And I mean,
simple.
I'm not saying be weak and nice are two different things,
Hmm.
cordial even, right? You don't have to be friends with everyone, but cordial and friendly are two different things.
Yes.
So when you say like, how am I going to truly say I care about other people if the vibe that I give off in my presentation is not even welcoming enough to, if that person really needed to say something, they would feel comfortable saying it.
That's
So
right.
how do I help people who are functioning and who are not necessarily uh screaming out for help? I just be nice anyway. And then if
Hmm.
that person actually needs to express themselves, they'll feel like it's comfortable enough for them to potentially say something. And if they don't say anything or they don't have anything to say, guess what? They don't. It's not about the people that don't have anything to say. It's the people we're missing that actually do have something to say.
But you can tell in a person's demeanor too. If you observe someone, if you watch your demeanor, for example, Floyd, if I see you at Walmart one day and I see you're out of character, I'm not just gonna walk by and say, "Well, Floyd, have a good night." I'm gonna say, "Hey, bro, you okay? Something
Hmm.
bothering you?" Because I saw a difference in your demeanor. That's simple, just to see
Hmm.
if someone's really going through something.
Yeah, you know what I used to like to. Well, I'm saying used to, but I haven't did it in a minute. But sometimes I would like inbox like several people, like just like, hey man, I love what you're doing, and blah blah blah, just giving them a good message. It'll be like random people that I probably won't even like talk to on Facebook, but we're
Yeah,
friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I will just send them like a good message, you know what I'm saying, from the heart and stuff,
and it
just
helps.
randomly, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
just because like you say, you never know what a person might be going through. So that's like one of the reasons why I started, like, which I did. What's today? Friday. So I did it Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday.
Your
No,
morning show.
my
Yeah.
morning show. I've been on nights, so my nights and my days have been confusing. So I didn't do it this morning because I was super tired. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
But the morning show is dedicated to, you know what I'm saying, just having a positive attitude in the morning, because people wake up and they be frustrated and they be like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and then their day is already defeated.
Yes.
So I just wanted to do something to maybe like, as far as positively, what I'm saying, stimulate them for the morning. Like I say, if you know somebody, you could call in, you could wish them a good morning, a happy birthday, or you could just tell your story how you overcame whatever it may be, and that's what the show is about. So,
I love it.
but
Mhm.
I also want to talk about like stressors, how like identifying like stressors, what I'm saying, how important that is, like triggers, like because some people like would
Like
try
to
to,
poke the bear.
yeah, they'll like, what I'm saying, and you got to understand, like, people try to, trigger that emotion from you. So, and a lot of people don't like think, like, okay, if they go this far, then I'm gonna go 0 to 100 real quick. So, I mean, I don't think people like to identify like their stressors, like what would make them go just off the cliff, because some people are like that.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, my thing is this: like, so from my perspective, what I try to help people understand is it's more important for you to know your stresses than for other people to understand them. Because I'm managing me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
even if, because then the reality of things is some people are going to try to poke your bear because they're trying to run away from theirs.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? When people say hurt people, there are so many cliches and so many sayings out there that actually have so much meaning, and they are true, but because they're overused, we don't see as much value in them. Hurt people absolutely do hurt people. To be
Yes.
honest with you, that's what happened the other day. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make it right. We're not justifying anything. We're just stating what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know what my stresses are. I am the type of person that if I know that I'm going to go around an individual or an environment and I'm not going to be the best that I want to be, I'm not going, right? That's one way. If you know, you're telling yourself, you've already manifested and affirmed, if this certain person there, then I'm, and then as soon as you see that person, guess what your mindset is at? Guess what your behaviors are going to be like? Exactly what you said. So we have to learn to affirm differently. We do negative affirmations all the time. We just don't call them negative affirmations. But when
Mm.
you continue to recite and rethink the same negative thing over and over again, you are definitely depositing that into your spirit, into your psyche, right?
Yeah, because you like, yeah, we got the positive affirmations and stuff like that. I never thought about the negative ones that, nobody
Well, the
talks
negative
about that
ones
part.
is when you follow people who post negative every day.
Mm.
If you're on social media or any kind of platform and it's always something negative daily, you are feeding your soul that negative message every single day to
Mm-hmm.
where you start to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why everything in the morning must come from a positive and focal mindset daily.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing you wake up in the morning.
Yo, can I tell y'all something? So, uh, my claim to getting this far as podcasting. So, uh, I started doing like reaction videos, like voiceover videos of
Mm-hmm.
fights in Beaumont. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? So
I
people
do
do.
remember that, North End Floyd.
It was called it was called hood geography. So people would fight, and then I would do a voiceover, and I would say they were fighting over like crawfish, like who has the best crawfish, like coastals or K Asian. Like I would flip it, or somebody put gumbo weenies in the gumbo. They was fighting over
Oh,
that or
okay,
something
that
like
is a
that.
violation.
Yeah.
And like they got like 25,000 views off that fight. So
Oh
I
wow.
started doing fight videos and reaction videos to that, and it attracted a certain type of crowd. As far as followers, people trying to add me on Facebook, and the guy inboxed me. He said, "Man, the videos is funny, but it's negative, bro. You know what I'm saying?" He said, "I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but it's negative." So I always wanted to do podcasting, so I was like, "Yo, let me try to switch that negative into a positive." So
Mm-hmm.
I really kind of stopped doing the videos, and that's really kind of my transformation into podcasting to
That's awesome.
start doing some kind of something different. But as far as like negativity, it attracted a certain type of people, and my timeline was kind of crazy. I see
Yeah.
people fighting and cussing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But since I switched it, what I'm saying, it's been like a lot of positivity as far as like people and trying to do good things and meeting y'all and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
um I think you
I mean,
gotta I think
that's
you gotta choose like the type of people you wanna like
Yes.
invade your space, if you wanna say it like that, so
so welcome into your space, right? Because you welcome that at first. And I'll be
mhm,
honest with you, it's a lot of individuals, celebrities alike, some of them that we like a lot, love a lot, even, I honestly think about Tupac. You know what I'm saying? When you really listen to some of his stuff early on, a lot of times some of it was flagrant. But
Mm-hmm.
then he also always like he had a message, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? He had a serious message. He had one that we still talk about to this day. So sometimes people find themselves in a position where they are doing some of the things that you did, and then you attract the crowd and see now you realize how responsible you are for the platform that you have. And that's the turning point. Everyone doesn't take the time to switch up when they realize that. But if you took the time to say, okay, you know what? I hear it. I have these followers, here we go, then it depends on what you do with your voice. You know what I'm saying? Because you have that following. The fact is, you are the one that sets the tone for your environment. Why? Because if the environment is not conducive to a healthy mental health for you, then you have to remove yourself because you don't control anybody but you. So if
Mm-hmm.
you keep going to these people's house and your instincts are telling you that every time I go over there, I start feeling negative. Every time I go over there, I just then either you're accepting that this is just what it is or you're going to make a change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you can dictate who you're around. You just can't control the people when you're around them. You control yourself. You know what I'm saying? So at the
Facts.
end of the day, it's about your choices.
You are the company you keep.
Mhm.
I don't care what anyone says. That's like if you're around 10 people who are always negative, eventually you will become negative like them because you're hanging around them 24/7. So, with mental health, you want to make sure you are surrounded by positive keys, positive people that add value to your mental health and to your life. That's very necessary.
No doubt. Let me ask you this. I got a question. Because I'll be doing my research and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, do you think society view mental health and physical health differently?
Yes.
As far as physical health, do you think people overlook that compared to
Yes.
mental health?
Yes.
No, they overlook both. You
They
know,
overlook both.
how many people don't ever go to the doctor until something's wrong?
True.
Most of the
Yeah.
people who have insurance, honestly, there are preventative services, not just for women, for everyone. Your insurance company actually wants you to go get a yearly physical to get everything checked out. Why? Not because they necessarily care about you, but it costs less if they catch it early. So you got to make
Mm,
that work for your benefit. And you go get it checked out early as well. But most insurance companies actually have within it, and it's preventative, and preventative services are covered. So
And
you go in to get the labs and everything checked out once a year for the sake of you having peace of mind, hopefully. And then also for them to not have to spend as much money if you catch this later on down the road, right?
mm-hmm.
So the thing about it is, so that's what I say with physical health. And then when you start thinking about our culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, back in the day didn't have a chance to really focus on those types of things. And so they were too busy surviving. But I really feel like a lot of us have inherited that same mentality of surviving when many of us could be thriving. You're not still in that space where you have to be surviving, which means I'm just trying to make it to the next day when you could honestly be doing things where you wouldn't have to deal with all of these ailments that cost more. You got to pump yourself with all this medicine if you would have just been paying attention to your body.
Mm.
This young lady has a whole shop full of amazing things
Exactly.
that have such healing properties, and they're not even like that stuff that's on the shelf in big farm, right?
Mm-hmm.
That can help you with preventative services, that can help you to get through some things, and that can help you to heal some things. And it's all natural, you know what I'm saying? But how do you know if you don't know?
and
Mm.
that's why in everything, that's why I say I'm a holistic practitioner because it goes with the physical, the mental, the spiritual, and the
Mhm.
emotional. And
So
my
Mary,
yeah,
not to cut you off, I apologize. So why don't so I mean, explain to the people your shop and what it's all about and how they can get to your shop so they
well,
can.
Live All Herbal and Cleansing Store is located at 39 North 11th Street, Suite C in Beaumont, Texas.
Mhm.
And what it is, derives pretty much with herbal medicine. Whereas I do have everything that helps treat with high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, Again, I'm not a doctor, but I am a holistic practitioner, whereas I do believe in natural medicine. I have, again, I've always mentioned my story. I've helped heal my dad from diabetes,
Mm.
myself of blood pressure medicine, where I've stopped taking the past 4 years. So, again, I thank God I haven't caught COVID because I do use my own things. And that's another thing with business. Make sure you are being the result of what you do in your business. So, with that being said, when it comes to mental health, I don't take it lightly. Everything starts from how you take care of yourself, your internal health, which of course is a form of your mental health. Everything is internal. Once
Mm.
you begin there, everything comes out with a physical appearance. That's why everything has to be aligned and joined together.
Yeah, I've been to your shop a few times. You know, you got all kind of all kind of stuff up in there. You know, I took your cleansing. What cleansing was that? That was like
The liver cleanse.
that was a liver cleanse.
Yes.
I thought that was like a gut cleanse or
It's
something.
everything.
Everything. Hey, that thing works. Yo, I text you. I hate you if I say, "Hey, when is this gonna stop?" I was like,
And that let you know you had a lot to get up out of you,
I
Floyd.
said, "Oh my god!" I said, "I'm finna just stay on. I'm just finna just chill here for a minute because
Well, look,
I,
even with my sis Trina, she needed something from me one day. And what did I do, sis? I went home and I made
Yeah, it
something
was a
just for
phone call,
her.
and she went into that little lab of hers, whipped something up, and
I
it was
did.
what it
lab it,
was.
whip it up.
And I've done, I mean, like I said, I've patronized with her
Yeah.
plenty of times.
Yeah.
So I'm not speaking just because we sitting here next to each other. Honestly, we wouldn't be sitting here next to each other if
Of
I didn't
course.
believe in what she does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that foot detox that she does, awesome as well.
Yeah, look,
So
Miss Green said any detox products. Yes.
quite a few
Oh,
of
yes.
them.
Yeah. Quite a few.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you can type the address in the comments so I could
I'll
just
do it
post
for
it
you.
up on
Okay.
like that.
I'm gonna let
But
her do it on my phone. She can post it in there like that.
yeah, she
We'll
got
do it
some
that way.
detox stuff. But yeah, and you know what? Last time I went, you didn't have the like the little nuts and chocolate.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. My my fun my little nut pack.
your little
Yeah.
snack
Pack.
thing. Yeah,
It's
your
nut pack.
little.
Live all breaks.
Okay,
She's gonna go ahead
okay.
and on my page, she's gonna type in all the contact information for Live On so that if anybody wants to know how to get in touch with her, make sure you put your name at you as well so they can
Okay.
just go into all that. She
Okay.
gonna take care of that.
Mary, they said, Miss Yolanda Smith said, "Do you have a website?" She lives in
I
Yeah,
sure
Florida.
she
do.
typing everything in
Yes,
this in
in the
this comment that y'all
comments.
gonna see from my page.
But
She's typing it
right
now.
now, by the way, it's www.liveallherbalnutrition.com. And as Trina just mentioned, I will type it in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So,
Uh,
and then I
And I
guess
do, and I do ship nationwide. So yes.
so I think that while she's doing that, we can attune to the mental health because you said are both of them ignored. So if we're ignoring physical health, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a given that we're probably ignoring mental health. You know what I'm saying? Because when we look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs basically explains how we address our needs, right?
mhm.
And it starts with the most basic needs, like my food, clothing, shelter. If those needs are not met, I don't really care about the needs on the next level. That's how it works. So the more of my needs that are met on the previous level, the more I actually have the space and room to care about the next level. With basic needs being the first, then if they're not met, I'm not going to worry about that. If my basic needs, food, clothing, and shelter is met, the next level has to do with safety and things like that, right? It
Mhm.
takes a while before I get anywhere nearby caring about how I affect other people and how they affect, it takes a while for you to get to that point. So when you have people who are born and raised in survival mode, who are governing themselves based on just simply surviving day to day, then it's really hard for them to honestly have the effort, time, or space to even care about mental health, right?
Mhm.
And so what do? What we don't understand, what we don't value, we trash. So now when people talk about mental health and when they talk about it, and it is getting better. It's getting better for many reasons, including individuals like yourself that actually will
Mhm.
provide a platform to even have these conversations in the first place, right?
Yes.
But we have
Yeah.
so much more to do and so much further to go. But the fact is, you say something about having problems and people start using the C word. Crazy.
Yeah.
Which is a word I honestly don't use in this office
Yes.
because that don't have no place here. When I'm going through something, I'm not crazy. I'm going through something. I'm human, is what I am, right?
To be
But if
honest with you, I think as far as our people, I think they don't have the resources to, like, if they're depressed, because I see people lately, they talk about the depressed or they're going through depression, and I think they don't know the outlets to reach
Mm,
out to. I see them on Facebook all the time, and I'm like, damn. So sometimes I might tag you, or every now and then I will tag like maybe like 4 or 5
Mhm.
therapists. If people are going through something, you can reach out to these people, because a lot of people, some people think Facebook is their therapist.
it's not.
I
It's
actually seen
really
somebody said Facebook is their therapist.
But it's about value too, right? We buy Jordans, you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
buy Michael Kors, we buy Burberry, we buy K Spade, shout out. But we don't want to pay for therapy.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it has to do with it's a multifactorial situation. There's no one reason why, right?
Mhm.
There's ignorance, right? There's a devaluing. There is a lack of access. There's a lack of funds. And so if that's the issue, you have to identify what is my barrier. What
Mhm.
is keeping me from feeling like I want to feel? What is keeping me from getting to the services that I know exist out there for me? Because a lot of people also have EAP. I try to mention that every time I come on here. If you have insurance, chances are you have employee assistance programs through your job. They give you 3 to 6 free therapy sessions.
EAP.
Employee
Okay.
assistance programs.
I need to look at
It
that
is
online.
such a long list of services, not just mental health, that they offer you
The overall.
actually through EAP. However, a lot of people never use it. And then a lot of people also don't use their behavior health benefits. I'm
Mm.
credentialed with several different insurance companies. So I'm providers for Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Cigna, Community Health Choice, Traditional Medicaid. I'm providers for all of them. If you have Medicaid, you have behavioral health services.
Mm.
If you have insurance with medical coverage, there is a high likelihood that you also have behavioral health coverage. So I got people with copays as low as $10.
So use the
Damn.
So
services.
use the
Use them.
circle. If you don't use it, it's just there, and you still paying for it, whether
Yeah.
you're paying for it actively through actual cash in hand or payroll deduction, or you're paying with it with your time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
Mary, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
What is the benefits? I mean, it's kind of like common sense. I mean, but the benefits of eating healthy, and what things improve mental health, as far as like what kind of foods can improve your mental health?
Good
Because you got a
question.
lot of stuff in
Good
your
question.
office.
Well, let's be honest. But we have to go back to the cliche saying, "You are what you eat." So if I'm eating things like hamburgers and tacos, and I'm drinking every day, and I'm smoking and so so forth every day, at some no, yeah, you're so, but at some point, that's gonna cause you to what? Be either what overweight or
Ah, yeah,
be more
yeah.
prone to high blood pressure, and then
Mm,
your mental is gonna have to where you don't care anymore. Correct.
hmm.
So if you're eating things that are necessarily good for you, healthy of the earth, and you're drinking your water, I love my water and lemon, and you're doing this as a daily. You're exercising as a daily. You're getting your therapy as a daily. At some point, you're working on your mental health.
So let
And
me
then,
let me ask you a question, because that question was kind of stacked. What would you suggest people eat as far as like to improve their mental health?
oh, spinach, greens,
Mm.
blueberries, raspberries, oranges, mangoes, uh, brown rice,
Let me see. Let me see.
Brown
broccoli,
rice.
yes,
Ugh,
jasmine rice,
broccoli. I don't like broccoli.
Oh,
peaches. Get your prebiotics, your cherries.
Hmm.
You want things that are going to be really high in antioxidants, which is
Yeah.
also great for your gut health.
don't
So,
cherries help with gout?
cherries do help with gout. Carrots, with your eyesight. So you
What
want
what what helps with gout? You say?
cherries,
Oh man,
cherries.
I don't like cherries.
hmm So you want
Don't
these
like
things
anything.
that have the fiber, the minerals, and of course, it's not algebra. These are going to help, of course, with your blood pressure, your blood sugar, and etc. Once in a while, you can go out there and have your good stuff, but as far as a daily, keeping up, just incorporate what you things you're putting inside your body.
Tell him what to do with the stuff he don't like. Can he do smoothies or something to kind of hide it? Maybe.
You know what? They have a smoothie. It's like I forgot, a Simple E or something. I forgot what the brand is. And I didn't know it. I didn't know. I don't know if it's Simple E, but that's just what came in my mind. It might be called something else, Signature or something. I don't know. But I looked on it and it had like a kiwi and it had some other vegetable stuff and it tasted real good. So I was like, damn, what's all in this? And I seen it had broccoli and I was like, ugh.
You can hide stuff in there. You can hide
I
stuff
say,
in
I
there.
say, oh, this tastes so good. I say, what's all in it? And then when I seen broccoli, I said, ugh.
And see, I'm not a smoothies person, but I will go home
I
and
love
take some spinach, and I'm so sorry. I'll sit there like put it in a bowl, and
and
I'll
eat
and
it
I'll
like
eat it
chips. Yeah,
because every day I have a. I know it's TMI. I'm sorry,
Hold on,
but
eat
every
spinach like
day,
chips?
I do.
yes,
Yeah,
like
I'll rinse it
chips.
off and just eat it
Because
like leaf by
every
leaf.
Really?
every morning I have a healthy bowel movement 7 days a week. Every morning, same time. I'll eat my spinach, drink my water and lemon. If I'm eating bad one day or I'm having a sip of wine, I know how to flush that out through what I'm eating, and everything's just healthy.
And
So
that's
is
the thing. Yeah, like you have to understand that your health is in your gut.
Yes.
All
it's in
health
my
is
gut?
affected by what's in your gut. So you have to be
Yes.
mindful of what you put in your gut because once
Mhm.
it gets to your gut and it's broken down, all of that is dispersed to the rest of
Your
your
body
body.
and
Mm.
also your mental health.
Exactly.
So you should suggest as far as the cleansing, a person should do it how many times?
Cleansing, my cleansing every 2 to 3 months or every 3 to 4 months. You do not, I repeat, you do not want to detox weekly, daily, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
You still have bacteria in your body that is fighting other illnesses in your system. You
Mm-hmm.
do not want to cleanse all the time. That's why I tell my clients you want to cleanse every 3 to 4 months. You do not want to do a detox more than 4 times in a year. You do
Mm-hmm.
not.
Mm.
So think of doing once, one in a season. You got your spring, your summer, your winter, your fall. So no more than 4 times in a year.
And you'll see her posting when she's at the gym and things like that. So sometimes you can do natural detoxes like actually getting a sweat in. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And you don't have to be heavy lifting or heavy workout. You can simply just get if you do about 20 minutes of exercise that actually elevates your heart rate. You're doing something for yourself. Sweating is healthy. If you don't sweat, that's a problem. So you can do other things in between those detoxes as
Yes.
well. It's not about this overhaul of everything that you do. Sometimes it's adjustments and tweaks. And those adjustments that you make in the physical can have a direct impact on your mental.
And let me say this, of course, when you're working out, being physically and looking great is the ultimate goal for all of us. But if your organs are not functioning properly and you have a six pack, my friend, you can pass away the next day. It's all about your eternal health. You've got to make sure everything is functioning and working properly.
Mhm.
It's very important.
Let me ask you this. Now, do you think that as far as going to see a therapist, do you think that's improving in the black community, that it's not shunned upon?
Oh,
Mm.
it's improving for me
Mhm.
just because like I have an office where I see people. And when I first started, I started on an online platform and I started kind of like a hybrid. And most of my clients did not look like me. And at this time, most of my clients, they look like me.
That's
And
good.
I'm grateful for that because that's why I started doing this in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I am here to help anyone. Like anyone that walks through my door, I'm gonna do the best that I can to help them. And I always advise any of my clients that if I can't help you, I will try to connect you with others because it's not about me being the fixer because I don't fix people, right? I help people. But if I'm not the one to help you, that doesn't mean you don't have an issue that you came here with. So I'm going to try to connect you with others. I don't like people to just leave, cold, and I don't take offense. There's nothing personal in this office. It's not about me. So
And
I will try to refer them to someone else. But the point is more and more, like I said, because we're talking about it, because it's becoming more of a conversation. Mental health is becoming more popular to talk about. It's becoming more acceptable to talk
Mm-hmm.
about. I am starting to see more individuals from our community that are genuinely seeking services. It has nothing to do with no kind of undercut or
Mhm.
side note. They are really actually coming because they want help and they want to work on the things that they're dealing with.
And see,
How
I'm a listener. When they come and talk to me, I listen. You have two kinds of people that do their services, and me and Trina are very different by the way we provide our services. I like to listen, I like to observe, and if there's anything that I can suggest, I will suggest to that person. But as far as in coming in, I'm just like that pillow, just talking. I'm here to listen.
So
Meanwhile, I'm more of the we problem solving up in here. Okay. I don't give advice. I don't. I tell my clients I do not give advice. You know why? Because if it doesn't work out, it's not going to be on me. It's going to be your consequences. But guess what? If it does work out, you get to take the credit for that. That is your choice that you made, right? So I try
mm.
to empower people, but we definitely do problem solve. I'm a cognitive behavior therapist. It is
so
all about practicality and breaking things down and finding connections and all of that.
how would somebody say, man, I like how Trina talking. I need a therapist. How would they get in contact with you though? How can they reach out and find you?
Okay. Well, and I'll definitely drop the link. You've been dropping it all week. Thank you for that.
I
But
have.
the business page is you can find it with the @ symbol, the Rose Center BMT, and it's the Rose Center PLLC. I have that same tag on Instagram and Facebook. And then also, some people just inbox me. They'll inbox
Mm.
the TRE's page and I'll just direct them to the business page. But you can reach out to me. A lot of people use word of mouth. There's a lot of you guys out there. I really appreciate y'all because when I tell you people are coming like I such and such told me this. I'm on Psychology Today. It's a
Mm-hmm.
directory full of mental health professionals where you can find someone who is within your insurance network, within the area that you are looking for, who offers the type of services that you're looking for, and therapy for Black girls.
Oh, I
Therapy
like
for
that.
Black girls is
I
my
like that.
jam.
And
So,
I deal with the kiddos, wise and rooted. So you do have children who are going through depression and things like that. That's where my genre is
Oh,
with
yeah.
children.
mhm.
Yes,
Yeah, you know what? You know, as far as depression, I think that gets overlooked as far as kids. You know
yes,
what I'm saying? Like parents will push that off, like, go play outside or go do this or go do that. I think
Mhm.
it's very important to look. You know what I'm saying? And as far as like depression as kids, now you
yeah,
never know. They might be getting bullied, and they might not want to tell you and all kind of stuff. And who knows? Maybe that depression and maybe that kid that did the shooting or something, maybe that just led up to, I
yeah.
don't know. Who knows what happened on that situation? I'm just hypothetically saying. But yeah, as far as
Because with children, they just want someone they can just talk to. They just
Mhm,
want to be loved. So my rule is always to listen and then see where they're coming from. And after a while, if you notice, I've noticed that's when children are more open. They're more or less guarded to talk to you. Because then you'll have something where they won't talk to their mother or father. But everything's about an approach.
is it hard to get the kids to talk?
Oh no. Because when I do talk
Mhm.
to them, I'm never like this. It's always, how was your day? How was school? Very simple,
Mm,
very basic until they feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, Miss Mary, blah, 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 blah. So everything's within approach.
And the thing about it is, you have to know with kids. Sometimes you say that they may have been bullied. They're the kids that are doing the bullying. Some of those kids are depressed too.
Yes.
That's why they're doing the bullying. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Some of those kids, like you never know what's going on in someone's home. When I was in Port Arthur and I was teaching, I also used to do Project Hope, and Project Hope was a class that was court ordered. The parents and the children were court ordered by the judge if that child was truant, right? Missing
mhm,
school. I would handle the kids, my boss would handle the adults. And at the end, we would all come together in one room and we did this circle. Everybody had to write a letter. The kids had to write a letter to their parents. The parents had to listen to the letter. So what they would do is they would put one child and someone else's parent would sit so they wasn't alone in the center. And they would read that letter and so that the parent could actually be present and paying attention. Obviously, there was a lot of crying going on, but it was like
mm.
you're there for not going to school. But it's a lot of things that came out that the parents were not aware of, that the children had not felt comfortable enough to really express to their parents at the time. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, like Mary's saying, they just need to be placed in a space where they feel like it's okay to say what I'm really feeling without getting shunned, without being shut down, without getting beat, all of those different things. Because I do see children, I just don't see the young kids anymore. I typically try to keep it at 12 and up. But the fact is, I have kids that they don't want to miss their sessions. They
Really?
absolutely want to
Oh
come.
yeah.
Oh,
They ready to go.
they do
They
not.
get if when I come and see them at school or at home, they get excited. They come
They
to the
do
door.
not want to
Hey,
miss their
Miss May.
sessions
Oh
at all. And I
yeah.
see teenagers, and them
Mhm.
teenagers, they will, if they can't come in, they'll ask me if they can do virtual because they absolutely do not want to miss their sessions because they say that they just feel this is their space. And I
Yes.
feel like the same thing with adults, because just because you're an adult doesn't mean that your maturation is at adult level. So it's a lot of adults that really honestly still need to be heard. It's a lot of
Yes.
adults that still need to be told, hey, there's a space for you to talk. There's a space for you to express yourself without judgment. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what those of us in this field try to create, a space without judgment. It's the same thing with Married with the Physical Health. You got to go in there and tell her that you feel like that you haven't been taking care of yourself the way that you needed to. Can you help me? Well, there's a certain level of comfort and acceptance that has to be present for a person to even want to be that vulnerable in the first place.
And my clients know you can't use the F word at live all, which is fat. I let them
see no C word here, no crazy, no F word there.
When they walk in, it's not even about a look. It's about come in.
I thought you were talking about a cuss word.
No. It's all about just confidence and love and just loving who you are. Period. Just overall health. It's very, very important. It should be always a safe place. A safe place.
Bingo.
Yeah, I always thought about getting me a therapist too, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I just wanted them to listen to me, and then after I finish talking, then break down what I said. I don't know.
That's how it happens. That's honestly how it
that's good though.
That might be your intake appointment, to be honest with you.
You know what? Okay, so like me doing where I started doing the morning show. So what I would do, like, and this how it started. So I would get off of work, and then I was like on my way home. For some reason, I'll just be saying some stuff to my like some stuff. Be like Floyd, you got to step it up. You got to do this. You got to do that. You can't be worried about such and such. And I'll be like checking myself. Like I really check the hell out of myself. And it'll be like a good like 7 to 10 minutes, however long the ride is home, if it's red lights or whatever. So I was like, you know what if I just said this in the morning? What if I just did this, did something like that in the morning, Facebook Live, and just start saying the stuff where I was, thinking. And because man, I just think like as far as being positive, and because a lot of people need that. A lot of people don't have nobody to talk to. They don't have nobody to check them in like a positive way. Like I got a friend of mine, and he be going through some stuff, and I tell him like, look, bro, you should be blessed. You should be grateful. You got this far. The age you are right now, you're doing better than a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And you need to focus on that part. And a lot of people don't hear that. They don't have nobody to tell them nothing positive, or what I'm saying, have their back on certain issues. They just keep it to themselves. So I'm plugging the morning show again. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, if you're going through something and you got through that storm and you want to tell your story, then call the show. You know what I'm saying? Call the show and say it, man. Because like mental health and physical health is really important. And Barry, I think your body does tell you certain things.
Yes.
And I believe if your body's telling you something, you need to go holler at Mary, because she's gonna have what you need as far as cleansing and herbal stuff, what I'm saying, to get you right. Liver cleansing, all kind of stuff. You got all kind of stuff in there.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? And it smells good in there too.
Thank you.
You walk in there, it's smelling fresh.
I think it's important also for us to understand that you impact people that you never meet.
Yes.
And now whether you're impacting them in a positive or negative way, that is what it is, right? It depends on what you're presenting. But as individuals, people see your page, people see your posts, people see you in the public, people see you. We are observers, and it's fine if you feel like, well, I'm not responsible for everybody. That's cool too. But at the end of the day, you touch people that you don't ever meet. So when you do your morning show that you're doing and you're allowing people to speak about their testimonies and they're overcoming and some of the issues that they have, it's some people that are going to hear your story when you call in, and they're
Mhm.
going to be inspired and maybe even encouraged, and you won't know it. You see what I'm saying? So this goes all
Yeah.
the way back to the beginning when you talked about how, how can we help people?
Mhm.
How can we reach people that may not be speaking out? Sometimes it's really about how you conduct yourself.
Got to.
Yeah. I always, what I'm saying, as far as like the outlet, it never been about me. You know what I'm saying? I like to hear people's stories of how they overcame and stuff because that inspires me. That helps me out
Mhm.
too. You know what I'm saying? When I make posts, that helps me out too. So I like to have what I'm saying, these healthy type of conversations with people like yourself because that helps me too. You know what I'm saying? It's therapeutic for me to have these type of conversations with people like you said, like yourselves, because I think I think we all need that. Whether you feel that, oh, I don't need a therapist, I'm straight,
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm this and that or whatever, and people would think like, I make a lot of positive posts and people wouldn't think, dang, he need a therapist. And I just want to be like, I just like, for instance, with you, Trina, like I said, I just want to have a conversation where I just talk, they listen, and then they break it down, and then they give me feedback
Mhm.
on,
You just
you know what
described
I'm
therapy.
Yeah.
saying.
You are, yeah.
Can I go in therapy with a can I go in therapy like with a drink, or I gotta just can't
With
have
a
no
No,
drink. Really?
what?
no, no.
Really?
I can't go with
Especially,
a glass
let me
of
be
wine.
very clear. Okay,
We
from a
can't sip
professional head on. Especially if you're paying for it with
Oh,
insurance,
we
because
that's
can't
not.
sip
that
no
that
wine and talk.
No.
no.
Oh,
No.
Just
Not during
okay,
business
and
all
hours.
please don't come in your session if you go to
Tipsy
therapy.
or
Yes,
drunk.
noticeably intoxicated under the influence,
Reschedule.
because they're most likely, if they're ethical, go reschedule
Yes.
you. You know what I'm saying?
True
So
story.
that's just the truth about it. Just
Yes.
being very
damn.
clear. I'm trying not to smile because I need y'all to know I'm serious about what I'm saying right now.
I'll smile
But for
for you.
real.
Damn. So then I can't
Yeah,
come with a couple shots and be like,
Yeah.
I'm finna tell my story.
we better not
No.
smell it.
Yeah. Just don't do it. Drink,
You
bring
know what I'm
water.
saying?
Bring some water, some tea.
Say that
Okay.
for after.
Okay.
So I got a few more questions and stuff like
Okay.
that. So as far as like mental health, do y'all reach out to people that y'all see on Facebook that's kind of crying for help? Like,
Yes.
do y'all reach out?
Yes.
I
Not
see
all the
people.
time.
I
I
see
do.
people.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
Not
do.
all the time. And the reason being is because for me, like I have reached out to some people, checked in on them and things like that. But I go and I might look at the post and I might actually see other people reaching out, and I see that they've actually been reached out to.
Hmm.
I am a person that will use the Facebook option to report a post for you to get checked on. So if you're in my timeline and you have ever put something that seemed like you were
What?
expressing a desire to hurt yourself seriously or complete suicide, then I will go and I will go, and there's an option on Facebook. Mentioned this a long time ago,
I didn't know they had
where
that.
you can actually report a post. It is not punitive. It is not to mess you up. It is not to get you in Facebook jail or anything like that. There is an option where you can actually report it because you feel like it indicates uh, there's an indication of potential self-harm or suicide, and they actually, what would you like to do? And they actually have an option to choose where they'll reach out and check on that person.
Well, I'm the
Mm.
opposite. I am that friend. If I do read a post and it's not likely to be of your character, I will inbox you
No,
or I will
see,
call
friends is
you.
different, but see,
No,
it's
no,
people, but I'm not that.
but even
Yeah,
strangers.
yeah.
If I even read a post that even is subliminal to where they want to commit suicide or harm, I will call that person on Facebook.
They
Mhm.
No,
had a guy. I didn't even know we was Facebook friends, but he made a post and he said that last year, not to put his business out there, but he put his business out there. He made a post that said that last year he tried to kill himself over some pills, and I didn't even know we was Facebook friends because I haven't never seen him post. And I hit him up and say, hey, bro, I don't know you that well, but I'm glad you're still here with us, man. I'm glad you
Mhm.
amen.
overcame that
Yeah,
demon. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
But let
Uh,
me be clear why I don't. Because if I can't get to see, I do it in a way where the quickest way to get to that person. Because if I don't get to that person after reaching out and I'm cognizant of the fact that that's been said, then legally I may be liable.
oh,
That's what happens when you have a license with
LPC.
Texas, right? Because I'm a licensed professional counselor. It's just like with everybody else, even our barbers, our cosmetologists, everybody, the doctors, lawyers,
mhm,
they be all up on you when you have a license with them people. And so the thing
mm,
is, we have certain parameters. So I want to be very clear. I don't leave people hanging. You know what I'm saying? I've had situations where I've had people post. I know their friends. I know their family. So I actually reach out to them. Hey, check on your best friend.
mhm,
They post looking a little concerning. You know, so I've lost a friend. You know what I'm saying? Just to be a little transparent. I've lost a friend that went on Facebook posting some things. This is a friend now.
mm.
This was like a brother. So I absolutely reached out to him and we've had talks like that. But when he the last time when it happened, and I woke up, something woke me up, and I sent him a message, it was too late. So no, I will reach out for my personal friends and try to get them connected and whatnot. But when it comes to a person, I don't do nothing. Oh, you got a winner. I don't
I
do
do got to win
nothing.
them. About time. About time.
But I do something. It's called a warm handoff. So I'll do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that they have someone reach out to them or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then Kim actually has a group on Facebook for such things as this. And
Kim
that
who?
uh Till the
She has a
it's called We Need to Talk.
it's for
Okay.
females though.
No, it's not. No, it is not. There are guys that have posted in there. It's just so we can clear that up. It is not just for females. There are males that
Okay.
have come in there and reported and
Okay.
posted. And you can also post anonymously if you want to, because what it's there for is for ventilation, for you to get some things out. And that group is very encouraging. When
Whoa,
people
I have
post,
never been invited to that group. I feel a little slighted on that.
okay, first of all, it was promoted big time, especially when she first dropped it because of all the things we were seeing in the timeline,
Uh,
right? In fact, I dropped this post. I dropped this show, the show
mm.
we're doing tomorrow at 10 a.m. because we're going live tomorrow at 10 a.m. I dropped all of that in the group. I want to say yesterday. It is all. Thank you, Morgan. It is all inclusive,
I
male,
know.
female, non-binary. Okay,
Never heard of it though. But shout out
but
to Morgan. She is the winner of um
she
the
know
seasoning or
Pokey.
whatever. Pokey
But
loves
yeah, so
carrots.
that and in that group we are very encouraging. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? If somebody the people come swarming in, they're encouraging. Myself, I'm a professional that's in the group. Jerica, who is actually in the audience, she's a professional that's in the group. So we are, we're there as well, and we do try to help people with resources and stuff like that.
Is
So
Jerica a therapist too?
she actually Jerica, I'm telling them, okay. So Jerica is a
Mm.
lot of things, but one thing for
She is a
sure,
lot of things.
Jerica, yeah, she's a
She
master's
wears
level
many
social
hats.
worker. She is currently working out there with the guys at the prison complex. She's a mental health therapist out there as well. She
Mm.
posts all the time. And so waiting for her to come join us out here. Hey,
Hey, thank
Jerica.
you, Jerica.
So she can start doing her
Hey
community
y'all.
work, but she's doing the Lord's work in the prison
I love
walls
it.
right
I
now.
love
So
it.
yeah, she
And
is
Jerica with the hey
a mental health
y'all.
therapist. So but
That's what's
yeah,
up.
so we do have those things, and it's about us, talking about it. So yeah, maybe some people didn't know about it, but I'm glad you said that because we can clear that up. It is all inclusive and it's a safe space. Because trust me, when it don't seem safe, we address it.
Yes.
It's a safe space.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Kim. She does a lot of things. She has a nice following. Um, I love the way Kim promotes their product and her
Oh, she did
husband.
a really good job.
She does a really good job marketing and that's because he doesn't have a Facebook page.
Mm-mm.
But I mean, he don't need a Facebook page the way she be marketing and promoting that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
and
She
I
did
talked
really
about that
good.
on my morning show. You know what I'm saying? As far as you know what I'm saying, having that support system, she definitely is pulling her weight as far as and their seasoning is good. Like
It is.
I told her, I was like, I can't believe black people have their own salt. You know, we like the salts, we like to put salt on stuff. and black people, we finally got our own salt. I say I don't know where they got that salt from. You know what I'm saying? Because like, where do black people, where we get salt from? Like, I was just intrigued that they had their own salt and pepper. So
You get salt from their seasoning company. That's where you get salt from. You get the salt from them.
for
But
sure, you know
you're
what I'm
right about
saying?
support system. And since we're talking about mental health and we're talking about physical health, absolutely important. And it's important for physical health too. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I know that we talk about having a support system for mental health, but when we are watching our people killing themselves, not
Mm,
the way we're talking about with the way that you eat, what you're doing, all of those things. It is important for you to be that voice too. And I'm not talking about this harsh, tactless voice. I am talking about being just as supportive of that person as you would be if you thought they were in a mental health crisis. The same thing with your mental health. There are a lot of people that I see because other people see me and they tell them about it. There are a lot of people I see, however, that come because they notice the change in the people that I'm seeing. So they observe it themselves, right? It's the same thing with physical health. You walk around, you have energy, you look healthy, and you're expressing that you feel healthy. Sometimes you don't have to tell somebody what they need to do. They're observing you and they see that you made some changes that worked out for you. And so sometimes that's a part of being a support system as well. But the fact is, a support system is super important, and you have to build your support system, right? Like you said
yeah.
about the environment, the
Hmm.
environment that you in. So you got to build your support system. If you have people that are tearing you up mentally, right? You don't feel good about yourself around these people. You might notice when you get around certain people, your mood just switches. You need to pay attention to that because that's not your support system.
How does a person build their support system
Oh,
though?
simply.
Without being weird. So let's say somebody is seeing you two positive black ladies that are doing something very great right now, and they're saying, you know what, I need people like them in my support system. I like the way they talk, I like the way they think, I like the way they move, I like their vibe. How do I get female? I mean, how do they build a support system like that?
Well, you have to know. I can just talk for myself. You have to learn a person's energy, their vibe, their it's a chemistry about them.
Mm,
And one gift that God has blessed me with, and I thank Him for, is my gift of discernment. So when I meet someone, immediately I can know I can be around that person or not be around. I'm a person. I cannot be around negative people. It's just in my DNA. I can't. People have told me my whole mood changes, my everything. Trina has seen it. I have to be around positive people because I'm just a positive person. And I don't like drama or negativity. So once I'm around it or surrounded, I have to take myself out. So when you want to be around people that influence your energy to where it's positive and it's about yourself, self love, because to have self love, right, you need to know who you should be around. That
mhm.
determines who you are. So you just have to know what you want as a person before you know what you want to surround yourself with.
Now
And
you
it,
said you
yeah,
said self love, but I think self love. I think a lot of people struggle with self love because as far as the judgment from other people, that my morning show um the other day was about the opinions of the others, and I think people value the opinions of others, and that affects their self love.
And it
Yeah.
shouldn't.
that's
But
not the same thing though, because if
but
it does affect your self love,
there's no
that's not
self love.
love.
There's no self love.
That's not
You
love.
should love yourself so much more to where the value and the opinions of other people does not matter. You have to know who you are. For example, if I come to you and say, Floyd, you know what? Forget your podcast. And you
Mm.
shut it down the next day,
Oh,
you
that
had
hurt.
no faith in your podcast. You should know who you are
It's hard.
immediately. But it's real. So
Yeah.
you have to have that passion. Trina, someone told her, you're not a good therapist. She shuts down tomorrow. Where was the belief in her business? There was none. You have to be so
Mm.
confident with who you are and your self love to know that you know where you stand as a person. Mindset.
And be mindful of this. I think we need to make sure we understand that self love and arrogance are two different things.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Self love, I love myself in spite of.
Yes.
Right? So that means I'm not criticizing myself. There's a difference between holding yourself accountable and criticizing yourself. When you hold yourself accountable, love is still present, grace is still present, compassion is still present.
Yes.
So therefore, you handle yourself accordingly, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to love myself regardless. So I'm still going to work on me. The things that I know that are not working for me, that are maybe just not the best attributes for me, I still will work on them, and I'll be more motivated to work on them. Why? Because I love myself and I want to be the best version of me.
That's right.
But when I criticize myself, I judge myself. Literally, textbook definition for self-criticism: to judge yourself in a duly and disapproving manner. You're judging yourself. You're basically like, I'm either good or bad, and I'm disapproving of myself. When has that ever encouraged someone?
Thank you.
Hold
Miss
on, hold
Erica.
on,
And
hold
she
on.
said,
Now, look, I judge myself, but it's more of a push. It's more of a
Accountability. You hold yourself accountable.
but I like what Miss Jerica said. She said it starts with your heart. That is key to everything, guys. It starts here. And a person will know if your heart is truly genuine or if it's not genuine. It starts here.
What does that
Which
mean
leads to
though?
your mental health.
It starts with your heart.
You can't give to people what you don't give to yourself.
Self.
How you tell? It's no, to me personally, I don't believe in I love you more than I love myself. Where is the love coming from?
Yes.
The fact is, you are your own guinea pig. That means if I truly love myself, I have learned what it feels like to receive love genuinely. Yes. And I've also learned what it feels like to give love genuinely. Yes. So when I decide that I want to show love to other people, I know it's coming from a genuine place. I already know what it feels like. It's a kindred spirit. And when others come to me and they express love, guess what? It's not so unfamiliar. It's familiar because I know what it feels like to be loved. But when I don't know what love is, and I'm confused about what love is, or I was taught that love's supposed to hurt, then when real love comes around, I don't recognize it, which is why a lot of us end up where we are because of that.
And I love what Ms. Morgan Balkan said. She said, self-love has nowhere to bloom.
That was hard.
Mental soil is tainted. Love it.
Yo, that was hard. Yo, let me shout out to Yo. I'm gonna get off track a little bit. Share the podcast, please. I'm gonna say that one time. Yeah, can you please share the podcast? But Yo, 3 years ago, because it's coming up on a date. But 3 years ago, I started talking about I want to do a podcast. I want to do a podcast, and Yo was like one of the first people to reach out. You know what I'm saying? And she was giving me like, hey, she was just helping me with certain ideas and stuff like that. And we did a few episodes. So if y'all go on Apple Podcasts and all these different platforms where you can listen to podcasts, like the first like 8 or 9 episodes and stuff like that, you can hear Yo on there. You know what I'm saying? And we chopped it up. So shout out to Yo for being there at the beginning. She's a day winner. So shout out to you, Yo, for you know what I'm saying, all that you done. But what she just said was hard. Self-love has nowhere to bloom when mental soil is tainted.
Yes. It started, it really starts with that. I protect what I value. So if I value myself, which is a part of self-love, then I'm going to be mindful of who I let in my space, right? And be very selective. You ask, how do you build your support system? By first of all, self-awareness. I need to know what I need. I need to know what I want. I need to know how to communicate that to other people so that I can get what I need.
And that's accountability?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. But if you take nothing else from this podcast, guys, please remember that you teach people how to treat you
all day. Kindness is free.
You teach people how to treat you.
Being nice is free.
Yes, and you teach them how to treat you. Yes. How? By the way you allow them to treat you.
Facts.
So sometimes you got to check a person.
And it's not even checked. Like, you don't have to say it like that because you already know it's a negative connotation associated with that. But you address things.
It doesn't have to be. When you check a person, you can do it in a positive way. It doesn't have to be assertive or negative.
So I address people. Because the fact is, assertiveness is the way that you do it, right?
Yeah.
Because assertiveness has to do with respecting myself and the other person. But respecting you don't mean giving you what you want. We have to learn definitions. Respect has nothing to do with doing everything that you want me to do. Because I should not have to discount my own respect for myself to respect you. There's room for both.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I like, words mean something to me. Like, I'm very careful with word choice because we have so many meanings to these words now. And so that's why I'm, so careful with it. But my thing is, you teach people how to treat you by addressing how they treat you. If you enjoy what a person is doing, it doesn't hurt to let them know. The same way if you don't, it doesn't hurt. In fact, it benefits you to let them know. So they learn by how you allow them to treat you. But guess what? They learn by how you treat yourself. People can see that.
That's number one.
They can observe that.
That's number one.
It actually is.
It is. If I go every day wearing a dirty shirt every single day, and you approach me and I'm not smelling good, you have shown that person I like to smell, period, because of my own approach. So you
Mm,
have to start with yourself first. Look in the mirror, and then that's how people will view you and treat you as such.
Or if you're always saying yes to everybody.
Yeah.
No is a complete sentence. First of all, let's be very clear. But there are many
mm,
ways to say no. But if you're always saying yes, saying yes, saying yes, then you find yourself people treat you like the yes man and the yes woman. And then you're irritated because you didn't even want to say yes. So now you stuck with that by yourself,
mm,
being very passive. So it's really about
Mhm.
knowing yourself, expressing yourself in a respectful way, and basically addressing things as need be. But when you don't do any of those things, then you have those experiences that you have. You don't have the support system that you need. There's a lot of people that have a support system, but they support you in things that you probably don't really need to be engaging in. You know,
mhm,
so when I was younger, I had the rah rah group that would rile me up. And
mhm.
that's exactly what they were there for. And that's exactly what they did. And baby, let me tell you something. Snap, snap. But when you grow and you evolve, see, I don't even like change. I like the word
Evolve.
evolve
Yes.
I
because
like growth. I like the word growth.
The
yeah.
growth.
See, that's a part of
Yes.
evolution.
Yes.
Mm,
The fact is, the story of evolution is that those who evolved survived. Those who evolved thrived.
mm,
So
mm.
evolution is about
Change.
advancement. You
Yes.
see what I'm saying? So when you
Progression.
evolve, you have to understand that evolution sometimes takes you out of what you were doing to what you need to be doing. If your truth changes and you continue living in that truth, then guess what you're living in?
A
A lie.
lie. Get your truth on the change.
You know what I'm saying? So you
For
have to make adjustments based on what it is that you need.
Yes.
sure. For sure.
And it's okay not to be okay, y'all. That's why we're doing this show. If you have an issue or there's something wrong, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay.
A lot of people pride getting away.
Well, pride kills too.
What's that saying? Pride becomes comes before the fall.
Before destruction, child.
Mm.
Okay.
Dang, man. Y'all dropping jewels right now, man. Oh, you know what? I just noticed that you changed your back. I mean, you kept the background. Because earlier I had the background with the
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
was
we
talking about
changed
my
it.
drama, talking about my dress
yeah,
on my office.
your drama. Oh, hey, and I'm glad you said this. So, look, I was trying to think of a way to word this right. So you said that. Well, I'm not gonna say what you said because that's ours. But okay. So I got the podcast thing, and I got a little space up in here. I got a little space up in here. So, if how can I say this? I've been thinking of a way to say this. But if you have something that you think that would look nice, I'm not begging. Look, I'm not begging. But if you have something that you think it look nice, you know what I'm saying, or in this space up here and all this gap, you know what I'm saying. Holla at your boy.
I got you, Floyd.
I will post it. I will put it up. You know what I'm saying. And we can fill this wall up, you know what I'm saying, if you want to be thankful, if you want to be fruitful to your boy, you know what I'm saying. Uh but
You can get it.
okay, Miss Landry. Shout out to Miss Landry because she does do she wears many hats.
Oh man.
Um,
Go, girl.
you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I've been seeing a lot of things in Beaumont. People been giving out awards and this and that. And I think she deserves a award for something. Because I've been seeing a lot of people hold a lot of events and they give them awards to their friends and all that to make the accolades look better. And I think she's one of those people. Including you two.
Yo,
Um,
Jerica's a boss.
she is a boss.
Nothing short of the word. She's a boss. Like she really is. So,
Yeah.
and the thing about it is, with you saying that at the end of the day, it's so funny because she not even expecting that.
Which is
No, she's not. She's
She
not.
does what she does because she does it. You know what I'm saying? She has her own internal and intrinsic motivations for why she does what she does. You know what I'm saying? Which makes it even more because that's what's about. That's honestly still in line with what we're talking about. When you take care of
genuine.
yourself and you're genuine, all that other stuff will
It will
come.
shine. Yes.
Internal and intrinsic. I love the words.
Yes. Yes. Very true. Very true. I always love seeing an humble person. It just makes me smile. I love it. So shout out to Miss Jerica. God bless you, sis.
For sure.
She does a lot. Shout out to Miss Crystal Green. She's been watching the whole show from the
Oh,
beginning. I
nice.
appreciate that. A lot of people hit me after the show. They watch it later. They inbox me. They ask questions on what they agree with, what they don't agree with, or whatever. Or they say they wish they called in. I get a lot of people that say they wish they called in. like when I did the morning show, I had like at least about 4 or 5 people say I wanted to call in and stuff like that. Look, man, go ahead and call in. I don't know what's stopping y'all from calling. I don't know if y'all are shy or
It might
whatever.
be the topic. Like if y'all want to call in, I'm sure Floyd doesn't mind y'all staying anonymous if y'all don't want to necessarily say what your name is, especially
I
because of
tell
the content.
I
You
tell
know
them
what I'm
all the
saying?
time. I
Yeah.
tell them all the time. You don't even have to say your name. You can say you from Alaska. You can say you can make up a creative name. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to get something off your chest, you know what I'm saying, do that. And like I say, this show is not it's not right or wrong. It's not your opinion. It's not right. You know what I'm saying? We respect all opinions. You know what I'm saying? Because that's from you and that's how you feel. And my
Mhm.
show is not to tell you how you're supposed to feel.
Mhm.
So you could call in, you could voice your opinion on whatever it may be. I mean, according to the topic and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? This show right here was about mental health. And when I posted it, there was a lot of people inboxing me talking about, yeah, you know, as far as mental health and the situations they went through and stuff like that. So I hope they reach out to you two ladies, you know what I'm saying, and you know, try to improve both the mental health and the physical side. So
Awesome.
The information is in the comments. We both posted that information.
mm-hmm.
We're also going to be on live at 10 a.m. in the morning. So I got her to tag her name, so that they can find it. And the
Mhm.
whole point is for us to be doing a Q&A. So we're going to be looking
About
for
mental health.
questions,
Yes.
whether they inbox us those questions, whether they post them right in the comments. But the whole point of that conversation is to provide answers, is to provide a safe space for them to ask those questions. And if they don't want to ask those questions out loud, they can inbox us and we'll just answer the question on
From the
the live.
live.
And that's
Yes.
starting at 10 o'clock
10 o'clock.
tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
And this month is mental awareness month,
Awareness.
right?
Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
Yeah, it's mental awareness month. So man, y'all tap in. It's mental awareness month. So um and so it's gonna be tomorrow from what?
From 10 to 11 at the Lava Herbal and Cleansing Store.
Oh, okay.
You can come in person or, of course, just watch live. But we'll be answering all kinds of questions
I might
and
swing
all
through,
awareness. Yes, 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 yes. Please do, Floyd.
give me
Yeah.
some snacks and stuff. You
Yes,
got
Like
snacks over there? Do you?
yes.
but like I
Give me
said, you can
snacks.
inbox as well because everybody's not very comfortable. The stigma is still there. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? On in regards to mental health,
Yes.
I have clients that come in and they'll tell me that their parents will ask them, "Where are you going?" And when they tell them, this is grown people, that they're going to see their therapist, they get ridiculed.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? They ask them, "What are you doing?" Like literally, "What are you doing?" And they're like, I'm going to take care of myself." You know what I'm saying? So some families and loved ones get offended that you're actually reaching out because they take offense to it when it has nothing to do with them. This is about you taking care of yourself. That's why we create these safe spaces for individuals to come and get the help that they need and just to
mm.
have that safe space.
And it's okay to go to church and to find help in
Of
therapy.
course.
Okay.
Faith
Mm.
without
Same
works is
thing.
dead.
Yes.
So you
It
can
all
be
goes together.
spiritual and still, I have an invitation to go speak at a church on mental health pending right now. It's real. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? We are a dual functioning individuals. We have
Yes.
spirit, we have human. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to find a way to manifest that.
Yes.
Mm,
It's just
yeah,
the
for
bottom
sure.
line. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So I do not discriminate. Let me tell you something. You bring your spirituality in here, then we will talk about it. If you don't bring it in here, then we won't talk about it. It's
Mm.
really therapy is a space for you. I know that some people just can't imagine a non-judgmental space, but it actually exists. It really
Oh,
does.
my bad. I don't. Did y'all hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
My bad. I was trying to turn down my headphones. The volume was pretty loud, and I accidentally hit a button. So,
That's like that's really but yeah,
uh,
so
but yeah, I told myself this, like everything that I have right now, I manifested it and I worked for it. I visioned it and then I worked for it.
Mhm.
I just kept thinking about it. And I think if you keep thinking about, your goals and trying to achieve them, eventually, you will try to try to create a way to accomplish that goal. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? So, a lot of people. I mean, I made a comment, and a couple people was like, "Man, you're blessed," and I was like, I'm blessed, but I worked my ass off to get to, where I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm very grateful, but mentally, you have to be strong enough to withstand
Yes.
the storm to to get to your goal.
Have to.
Because like I say, you're gonna have people that's gonna say, I don't know about that. It's gonna be a lot of roadblocks. But I think mentally you need to be strong enough to understand that goals, they don't come easy.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Goals don't come easy, so you're gonna have some roadblocks in the way. And whatever your spiritual might be, whatever religion or however you think, you know what I'm saying. Those roadblocks might be in the way to just to see how much you really want it.
Yes.
It's also
You
to
know what I'm saying?
strengthen you.
So yeah.
It's to strengthen you for the next, because if you can't handle what's happening right now, then how are you going to be prepared for what's
You
next? You know what
can't.
I'm saying? Sometimes you have tests where you're given a little to see what you do with a little so that you're prepared for a lot.
That's
And
right.
at
Hmm.
the end of the day, it's like for me, I don't really use the word but when it comes to those things that you express. I use and, because all of those things are important, right? It's like,
Hmm.
yes, I'm blessed and I'm also diligent. I'm faithful and I'm also hardworking. I worked for these things because goals are things that we reach for, right?
Hmm.
I know how to tie my shoe. Making a goal to learn how to tie my shoe wouldn't mean anything to me. But someone who has gotten into a bad accident that has to relearn all those things again, that's an actual goal for them. So goals are based on what it is that you need to achieve for you at the time. You know what I'm saying? But it has to
Hmm.
be something that you reach for. Otherwise, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? I think, I mean, it's also levels, because once you knock that goal off, you know what I'm saying, you got to get to that next level. So I mean, I remember like 5 years ago. I mean, I imagine where, I mean, 5 years ago it was crazy, but where I'm at now, just, I mean, I thought about it, and I knew it took hard work, and I knew it took dedication, and a lot of people, I don't think they mentally prepare for the hard work it is, and I think
Mhm.
they get scared, and I think they, you know, yeah. I had a friend of mine. She wanted to start a business, but she was scared that if she failed, like, the feedback. And I just think mentally wise, you can't think like that. You can't think, you can't have that negative mindset, you know. And a lot of people, some people even say, man, you think positive. You think it's like, it's fairy tale. And I like to tell people, nah, man. I mean, you don't know where I come from to change my aspect to thinking like this, because if you think negative, I mean, like I said in my morning show, I don't know a negative person that's successful. I can't think of somebody that's just totally negative all the time and they're successful. I
Mhm.
can't name nobody.
There's none.
I mean,
Mhm.
mindset is everything. So, and
Yep.
if you want that shirt, I got it
I'm
on
gonna say I have
kikback.com.
mine. I wore
Yes.
it the other day. And the thing about it, if they really truly chose the word or the phrase fairy tales, then they really need to study up what the fairy tales about, because they were not nice at
Hmm.
all. They were pretty
Mm.
tragic, actually, right? And
Yeah.
then the other part is, it's like it's about what you feed yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? It's really about what you feed yourself. You know, and so at the end of the day, just as Mary said that, as she do her work, you'll see her post. She shows when she's actually using her own products. She shows her progress. She shows herself out there doing other self-care related things.
She does.
I am not deaf. I hear what I'm saying to people. It is hard for you not to accept what you're dishing out to other people. So I get therapy every single day I'm at work because I hear it.
Hmm.
I'm consistently repeating those things, and it's basically just being fed into my psyche. This is not a job that you can be in for long if you are inconsistent and you're not congruent with what you're saying.
But in
Mm.
anything you do, in order to be successful, you will be talked about. You will
Mhm.
go through the ups and the downs.
Hmm.
You will
Hmm.
go through your challenge moments. If you do not want to be successful, then just sit somewhere,
Oh, if you
have
don't want to be
be
judged,
liked all
you know,
day.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that in itself is a fairy tale too. So
right. And if they're not in her shop, or if she's not going to that school to see them, or they're not coming to Wise and Rooted, then that's not her client. If they're not in your audience, that's not your people. And if they're
Hmm.
not in my office, they're not my clients.
And that's okay.
And that's just what it is, because
Yeah.
those who are yours. And you just have to make sure that you're prepared for them. And that's the
Facts.
same thing with you in your life. You have to be prepared for those people who belong in your life and stop focusing so much on the people who are not, or that you wish were a part of it. That may not be your group. They may not have a place
But
in your
also,
life.
know your purpose. Your purpose should be more about just self. It should be about you really truly helping others around you.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
you're living this life to serve yourself, you're not really having a purpose. I can honestly say daily, I genuinely love people. Like I love people. When people hurt, I really do hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So my purpose is to sit and give back to the people in my community, young and old.
Mm-hmm.
So you must know what your purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yep.
Mm. Facts.
Absolutely.
Before I end this show, I like what Miss Jerica said at the end. She said we deserve these blessings, and I think people
Amen.
need to. I
I
think
like
people need to
that.
understand that. I tell
I
myself
like
all the
that.
time that I deserve this.
Spacious, more
You
I
know,
like that.
so I
Yes.
mean, I think that's the key word. I think
The
people need to tell
process is
themselves that.
so important.
Yeah,
The
it is.
process, you learn so much. Not to be like, the last thing I'll tell you is just like this, for those of us, for the example, some of us went to college, right?
Hmm.
And yes, we got the degree, but you know how much we learned about ourselves and life and
A
time
lot.
management and how to suffer and all
A
of that
lot.
in those years up to, you know what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
to get it out the mud, you know what I'm saying? What happens when you don't go to sleep on time and don't manage yourself properly and you have a
Hmm.
test the next day? I mean, it is so much that you learn about yourself along the way that even if you don't get the degree, you still learn some valuable lessons there that you can use for the rest of your
Hmm.
life.
And let me tell y'all something. I'm working on my PhD. It is not easy. There are very sleepless nights between doing that and everything I do. But because of, again, self love, hint, hint, mental health, hint, hint,
Hmm.
I'm able to press through. So, and everything is going to be a challenge. But like she just said, it's that journey. So, yes.
Man, I like to thank y'all for coming on the show. You
Thank
know what
you
I'm
so
saying,
much
on
for
this
having me.
Friday. Um, I want to say also, let me shout out the Trap and Bowl, because the Trap and Bowl is going on right now at
Yeah.
Crossroads and stuff like that. So
All right.
uh I like to thank y'all for coming on the show, because y'all could have been there, y'all could have been in a bed, y'all could have been doing everything. But y'all are on the show, and I'm grateful, and I want to thank y'all for coming on the show.
We thank you for it. Thank
Appreciate you
you.
so
Thank you for having
much.
us. Thank
So
you.
And you know what I'm saying, y'all. I don't know if it's bad past y'all bedtime, but I apologize. You know
not at
what I'm
all.
saying?
You funny.
but, but I thank y'all, man, and I'm gonna look forward to y'all going Facebook Live tomorrow at 10 a.m. right?
10
Yes. 10
a.m.
a.m.
10
Yep.
a.m. So I mean, if I don't swing through, then I'll definitely be checking y'all out on
All
Facebook
right.
Live. So
Thank you, Lord.
All right.
Appreciate
y'all
So
you.
have a safe night.
You
yeah.
too.
No, but what you finna say something,
Well,
Trina?
just to tell them, like, because you kept saying that it's like people that inboxed you, and people that might be in your comments now. We just want to remind you that the contact information for both of us is in the comments. So that's,
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to remind them of that if they want to contact us, whether you just want to get connected with someone. Again, therapy for Black girls is for individuals that want to find someone who looks like them. For so long, we haven't had people that look like us in those positions. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And so it's really hard to be vulnerable and trustworthy when you feel like you can't relate to someone. So that's somewhere where you can go. Psychology Today. You see all of the things that he's posted right now to show that where you can find us. And then also, if
Doing
you'd
my
like to
thing.
support the effort on making mental health popular and getting it out there, First Shirt is all over Facebook right now with the help of friends and
Mm-hmm.
supporters. They've been sharing it. Florida's been sharing it. I've been sharing it. So if you'd like to be a part of the effort, there are many more to come. Just contact me so you can get yours.
Shout out to everyone. Shout out to my sorrows. So,
Oh, see, now she want to do that.
I
See,
am.
there she goes.
Trina, hold on. Before we end, Trina, what are you again?
Sigma Gamma Rho.
Sigma, Gamma, Rho, and you're a Delta.
Yeah.
All day.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm forcing my daughter to go to college, and I was thinking this, like, let me see what sorority You know what I'm saying? As far as I want
She'll
her to
find
get.
out what speaks to her.
Yes.
I am going to encourage her to embrace the divine nine. The divine
Okay, divine
nine.
nine. Okay.
I'm encourage her to embrace the divine nine.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
You know
You
what
know,
I'm saying? But yeah, seriously, she'll find what fits her. She
for
will.
sure, for sure. Hey, like I said again, man, I want to thank y'all for coming on, and I hope y'all have a safe, a blessed weekend, a great Memorial Day. So,
You too.
y'all be safe out there. All
For
Yes,
sure.
you too, Floyd.
right, man. Y'all take care.
God bless. Thank
Bye.
you.
All right, y'all. So, man, look, that was a dope show. That was a dope show. That's 102, episode 102. So, look, next week, you know, it might not be a show. It might. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but I have the show coming up pretty soon. What women want from men. I've been doing the what men want from a woman. I mean, woman. Been doing the show. What a man wants from a woman. We finna flip it. We finna say, hey, what do women want from men? You know, we're finna flip it. So if you want to be on that show, if you want to voice your opinion on what a woman wants from a man, just holler at me. Just inbox me. You could come on the show. You could call 409-233-0017. You could call and say, I want a man like this. Men are not coming like that. You could voice your opinion. You know what I'm saying? This is a safe zone. So that show is coming pretty soon. What do women want from a man? All right, so that show is coming up soon. Hey, I'm branching out. I'm doing a lot of things too. I got a show coming up, you know what I'm saying, about aliens. We're talking about all kind of stuff on the Kickback podcast. So, you know what I'm saying, just tap in. But this was a great show, man, about mental health. If you're just coming on, you can watch this on YouTube. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts. You can listen to it on iHeartRadio, Spotify. You whatever platform they have where there's audio or visual, you can check it out. You can listen to it. That will be available maybe Saturday night, Sunday. So just tap in. But man, I thank y'all for listening. We have a winner, Miss Morgan. She won the seasoning from the Teal Spice Company. The question was, what was Pokey's favorite snack? And it was carrots. So you missed out on that. Shout out to Miss Morgan. Your package should be coming in a week or so. So congratulations to you. Miss Megan, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You missed the show. It's cool. But I'll it's gonna be uploaded. You can listen to it on audio and stuff like that. So it's you know what I'm saying, give me a little time, Saturday or something like that. It'll be available. But like I said, I want to thank everybody for sharing the show, everybody for supporting it, everybody for, you know what I'm saying, just commenting on it. So check me out next week. Kickback Podcast, episode 103. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a great Memorial Day. Mental health is real. Mental health is important. You know what I'm saying? So, man, y'all just be blessed out there, man. I'm going to holler at you, man. This is your boy, North End Floyd, the Kickback Podcast, one of the dopest podcasts in the world, Craig. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here, man. Y'all be blessed. 100.